to my new episodic review of Rooster Teeth's Rwby. I'm Infinite One, and if you don't like spoilers, please leave now. Today we will be talking about Rwby Season 8, Episode 11, titled Risk. Now, why am I starting on Season 8, Episode 11 when Season 8 is almost over? Well, this is something I wanted to do for a long time, and I recently just got the ability to do it, and something I wanted to do for a long time, so I'm going to see where this takes me. My goal is to either give you a spark-noted version of what happened in the episode, or just a little bit of more of an interested, detailed version of what happened. So first we start off with the Grimm terrorizing the city and Ironwood's proposal.
I know how much Mantle means to you, so I'm going to give you a choice. You can bring yourself to Atlas Academy and do your duty. Help me save as much of Atlas as I can, and Mantle will be left to fend for itself. Or you can all watch as I destroy it.
I'm assuming he means if Penny comes to help me, you guys can go do whatever you want. You guys can go help Mantle and fight off the Grimm. But if Penny does not, I'm going to bomb Mantle and destroy it, so there's nothing for you guys to save. So, after that, it was like a recap of what he last said in episode 10. So, it then cuts to Ironwood walking in Atlas with Winter. And it goes to Aesop's, and everyone seems to be, on the same page until Marrow actually starts speaking out and saying, "I trusted you. I thought I can't believe you're actually thinking about doing this." And he kind of looks like he quits the Aesop's, but Winter handcuffs him before he can do anything. And I believe she said, "I'll take this traitor down to the prison level." But all the other Aesops seem to be on board with Ironwood because, they're his select group. Meanwhile, we pan to Team Rwby in the Schnee Manor, talking about their options and what they've done. They've tried to save Mantle, it's failing. They've tried to take out Salem, that's not working because Hazel sacrificed himself to buy Team Rwby some time. Well, not really Team Rwby, but Ren, Jean, Emerald, and Yang. So Salem's gone for now. She won't be gone for long because she comes back pretty fast. So they're discussing what they can do. Ruby's feeling bad because she's trying her best to get Mantle under control and trying to save everybody. She's upset that Amity, no one's coming from Amity, no one's coming to help. Her optimism is crashing. She is feeling more and more sorry for herself and Mantle that she can't help everyone. Yang tries to, calm her down, but Rwby storms out of the room and Yang follows her out. We then go to Jean, Ren, and Nora, where Jean's trying to heal Nora, but those lines are just not going away. Ren starts to speak his mind about how he's sorry that he went off on everyone. He was just angry at everyone, if you recall from earlier in the season. He was mad. He called Yang out on her stuff. On her attitude and how she felt about the whole mission, and he called Jean out for cheating to get in the beacon, you know, he was just mad at the world because of his failures and what he did wrong. He was just mad. So ultimately, John leaves Ren and Nora alone for a set amount of time. And Ren tells Nora, I thought I could get better. I thought, through training, he failed against the Aesops, he failed against Salem. They keep failing, He feels like he's a failure. And if he just focused more on the task at hand, he wouldn't be such a failure. And he finally, he says to Nora, I love you. He was like, I love you, Nora. Nora literally turns around and says, everyone has been finding out who they are. I still don't know who I am. I'm just Nora. And she tells him, look, I'll always love you like a brother, but right now, I can't. I have to find myself. Basically, telling Ren, no relationship right now. And then we get the nice little, boop. Like how Nora used to do to Ren. Which is now interesting. We go to Crow and Robin, who have escaped containment and are now running around in Ironwood's, Atlas building. I'm pretty sure it's the school. The underground or school or whatever. His military building. They're talking about Clover and how Ironwood's planning just to drop a bomb on Mantle if Team Rooby doesn't comply. Ironwood is completely off his rocker, they feel, trying just to save Atlas and not Mantle. That's all he cares about is Atlas, because he wants to protect the relic that they have in the vault. As they're trying to get up the elevator, Robin tells Crow to stop feeling sorry for himself because he keeps putting the pressure on him and blaming him. Kind of like the Ren scenario, but with Clover, and how Crow feels more responsible for Clover's death than anything. He really wants to get to Ironwood and tell him, hey, he's like he at this point he wants to kill Ironwood, and I don't think anyone really blames him. So as they're trying to get up to the 5th floor, no, they're on the 5th floor. As they're trying to go up in the elevator doors open, and they look shocked to see. Crow and Robin look shocked to see who they look shocked when it opens, and my guess is it's just Winter and Marrow, from when Winter was taking him down to the holding cell, which I don't know if Winter's going to try and rearrest Crow, or if she's going to side with Crow, because she also sees how crazy General Ironwood is getting. We go back to Rwby, and they're talking about, and Yang comes in, talks about the Hound that attacked and stole Oscar and attacked Team Rwby, and how Rwby and the Schnee family, like Rwby, Blake, Weiss, and Whitley, and Weiss's mom, I can't remember her name right now, took out the Hound. And, Yang's still joking around, like, you're one-upping your big sis. Rwby tells Yang, you know what it was. They told you what was underneath the Grim, which was another silver-eyed warrior. He looked like he had silver eyes, and I'm assuming he did because of the tint of what it was. Because then they bring up Summer and say, Salem used to kill silver-eyed warriors, but now she has something else to do with them. She can do something else with them. So she made Silver Eye warriors into these Grimm, or certain Grimm. When Yang hears this, she finally breaks into tears. And she, her and Rwby, they're telling each other, like, they're feeling sorry for themselves because both their plans failed. Yang's telling Rwby, it's a risk. Everything we did here was a risk. It was not a guarantee. You still have that optimism. That optimism is what lets us keep going, what has us keep going. Yang continues to tell Rwby that Amity was not a waste. It was a risk that they needed to take because Rwby just feels like she wasted her time. And that's the whole theme of the episode, is taking a risk. We then hear a sound, and everyone runs outside. It's Penny. Penny has left Schnee Manor and is fighting that virus that Watts has put in her through the Atlas computers. The main goal of the virus to corrupt Penny, but the virus has her to open the vault and self-terminate. So, meaning, she goes to the vault, opens it because she's the Winter Maiden, and then she just kills herself. Everyone ends up stopping her. Rwby's holding on to her. Everyone uses their weapons to bring her down. Jean's amplifying aura to Weiss to keep her down with her gravity dust. And, she's trying to fight the virus because she has aura. She could still fight it off because she's not all computer. She's part human too, because of her aura. Rwby asks her, what can we do to stop it? Penny says, kill me. Penny tells Rwby to kill her, and she can make sure the Maiden power goes to her. Rwby figures out that she has an aura, yells to Jean to come over and amplify her aura to stop the virus for the time being. They think they've overcome the virus, but Penny says it's still inside her. After this whole situation occurs, they start wondering what to do, if it's even worth it. Emerald steps in. Emerald comes and says, look, you guys have been getting your asses kicked. That much is clear. But I'll be damned if you guys decide to give up once I decided to switch sides. So Emerald is with them. She wants to be with the team now because she knows what she's doing. And then Osmond comes in, says, look, this old fairy tale, I forget the fairy tale, it was, a girl runs away from her consequences and brings the burden onto everybody. It's just him saying, I ran away, I should have told you guys the truth, and instead of when you learned it, I should have faced up to it instead of hiding with an Oscar. And then, he continues to say, this is all one big risk. The virus starts to come back to Penny. Nora just says to Rwby, we have to take her to the vault. And Rwby comes to the conclusion that that's the one risk that they haven't taken yet. So ultimately, Rwby calls Ironwood and tells Ironwood she'll open the vault. After that, it cuts to Neo, Watts, and Cinder back together again in Atlas or Mantle. I can't remember which one. Pretty sure it's Atlas. With Neo holding the lamp with Jin, and it ends. So I liked the episode altogether. It was a nice, feel-good episode. You could definitely see the common sense of some people coming together. Marrow and Winter see Ironwood going a little crazy, but the other three, I shouldn't say the other three Aesops. One of the other Aesops, I think it was Elm. I hope it's Elm. The other, not Harriet, the bigger woman with the, I think she's like tree trunk legs. It might be Elm. I don't know. I didn't really look up the Aesops before I started this, and they're not mentioned enough for me to really remember. I'm sure they are, but I just forgot. It's late. But I really liked the whole Ren and Nora thing, and I thought it was a nice little moment between Yang and Rwby when they're talking about the Hound, because they've come to the conclusion that this is a possibility that could happen. And when Penny said kill her, I thought they were legitimately going to kill Penny again. But that might happen next episode. I don't know if next episode is the last episode, because for season 6 and 7 they've had 13 episodes, but 5, 4, 3 have all had 12. And since this is episode 11, I don't know if this is the second to last or the third to last episode. I'm happy that Emerald switched sides. I wasn't really a big fan of Emerald. I was more of a fan of Hazel, who also went good. But he was like a neutral. I don't want to say he was a neutral party. He just hated Oz. But yeah, I liked the episode. I think it was an episode. It was like a wind down episode from last one where everyone was just on edge about what was going on. The ultimatum that Ironwood gave was bull. I don't think anyone likes Ironwood. I could understand where he's coming from, but I choose not to. Alright, that's going to be the end for this discussion / review, recap, whatever you want to call it. I hope to do more stuff like this, because I think it's fun just to talk about it. And with that being said, hope you all have a good day, and hope you enjoyed.